the Ms. Marvel trailer.
Yes.
Before we get into the good and the bad and the ugly, the vibe of that trailer was it.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that trailer.
That the bounciness of it, that kind of energy Kamala has being so young and a superhero fan, I resonated with her despite not being American, Asian, Muslim, or a girl.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because she really threw out that energy of being a superhero fan, which is what Kamala is so much. I know other people resonate with her for a lot of other reasons, which are all even more important than why I resonate with her. But the fact that they got that bit right makes me hopeful that hopefully the people she's supposed to resonate with are able to resonate with her.
Yeah.
How much do you know about Kamala from the comics? Sorry.
Pretty much zilch.
Okay.
I know that
Kamala
her
Khan.
powers have been changed. That's all I've got off social media.
We're going to do like a 30-second character profile and I'll do a more in-depth one closer to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. Obviously a Muslim, growing up in New York with superheroes everywhere. She is obsessed with Captain Marvel and she is an Inhuman.
Okay.
Her powers are similar to that of Mr. Fantastic, but are described as enlargement. So basically, she'll make herself bigger, stretchier, change her appearance and stuff. To the point where one of the most biggest parts is her obsession with Captain Marvel so much so she made herself look like Captain Marvel to try and make herself feel braver.
Right.
And she's just a super superhero fan that then gets to work with the Avengers and stuff. So, what we know for a fact is different is she isn't an Inhuman anymore.
Okay.
And she now has cosmic bracelets by the looks of the trailer.
Yeah.
That give her Green Lantern-esque powers by the looks of it. It kind of looked like she was projecting like big-ass cosmic fists and stuff.
Yeah, so I got the sense of they're almost just doing essentially what her powers did, but they're just making it cosmic looking.
Yeah, which, okay, just she looks dope with that power set. It does look cool. It's just not what her power is. And I think the reason, rightfully so, that so many people are so annoyed by it is because of the reasoning Marvel gave of, well, Mr. Fantastic's coming soon and we don't want her powers to be too similar.
Oh, is that what they've said?
Yeah, which was a couple of months back when the first leaks of her powers being different were. And then it got delayed and everyone went, please God, let them be fixing her powers. And it doesn't look like they have.
No.
I still think the show's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. I get
Marvel...
people being annoyed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just...
Marvel has successfully tweaked their characters in the MCU before.
Yeah.
The way they've done this and the character they've chosen to do it to, bearing in mind this character might be one of the most important characters to a lot of minority comic book fans, is risky. And if they've done it wrong, they're going to alienate a lot of people. And it makes me sad because Kamala's a great character who they didn't need to mess around with. It's not like it's the Guardians who had quite a small following, so no one's even going to really notice if you've changed them.
Yeah.
I still think the show is going to be entertaining. I still think the character is going to be as good. I don't think many people who listen to this follow me. But I had a discussion with someone on Twitter about how I don't think the power change... No, sorry, how her not being a human anymore affects her story too much. But the power change affects her story. And don't get me wrong, I am a white guy. This character is not for me, and I don't mean that in the sense of I don't like this character, because I do. She's fucking awesome. This character is not there to make me feel like I could be a superhero too. Me and you have got most of the characters are built
we've
for
got
us.
plenty.
So I'm not the person to sit here and say whether this character is being done right or wrong, or, oh, don't worry, it's not that big an issue. That's not for me to say. I get why people are so upset. I just hope when the final product comes out, it still gives fans what they want, despite
Yeah.
the misfortune of her powers not being right.
Maybe I'm just too easygoing, but like, and maybe it's also because I don't really know the comic. But obviously, the power change to me is like, if the powers basically are the same, they're just visually and reason where they come from is different. I don't think it's that huge of an issue. It's not like they're changing her from being like, I don't know. They're not like changing her from being Captain America to Tony Stark. Like
I get that.
It's still from what I've read and people describing her powers, and then what I saw in the trailer. Visually, all kind of seems like the same effect of a power in a way, just visually shown differently.
I do get what you're saying. I think a lot of people's issue comes from the fact that they've changed the little Muslim girl's power so they don't step on the toes of the white guy's power.
I get that.
And it's just a bad fucking look, regardless of whether they end up executing it perfectly and everyone decides they prefer this version of the character. The way they've gone about it is fucking dreadful. And
Yeah,
that
I mean,
sucks.
if they'd given any, like, if they could have quite easily just given, I don't know, they could have said, with the way that they've developed VFX studios, like, they feel they can portray this better in VFX than just like a stretch like thing.
It's just funny to me that we've had like, what, in Endgame we had 3 different kind of Iron Man suits, essentially, with the rescue armor, War Machine, and Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But heaven forbid we have 2 stretchy people. We're getting our second Hulk. I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder's about Thor and then Lady Thor. It just seems strange for that to be the character that you don't want 2 of.
Yeah, it also feels like such a weird response.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me question if that is the legit reason, or if that was just someone in an interview said that and they misspoke. Because that's happened before, where someone's misspoke on something that wasn't really the case on why something was done.
Do you know what I'd love to happen? And don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you right now, if it does happen this way, I will call them for copping out, because it is a cop out. But I think this is the best way to resolve the situation with a cop out. She has the cosmic bracelets that basically give her the same powers but make them look all cosmic. And then her being exposed to them triggers an inhuman gene in her, which then gives her the same powers anyway. Yes, it's a cop out, but I'll be honest, although the cosmic kind of stuff does look cool, her physically enlarging with the big hands and stuff would look 10 times cooler if done right.
See, that's what, like, I wonder if it's easier for them to sell the cosmic effect.
Maybe.
So maybe that's one reason why they went that way. I also wonder if that...
But, I mean, if that's the case, then they should be worried about how they're going to show Mr. Fantastic as well, shouldn't they?
They might be. We haven't seen anything for Fantastic Four. Maybe it's all going wrong. I don't know.
That would be quite funny and make me feel less worried about Ms. Marvel if it turns out. We don't... Fantastic Four film, we don't see Reed stretch once because they can't work out how to do it.
I also wonder, and I think maybe it's because I read this online off someone. I can't remember now. I think I might have read someone similar idea. Like, the whole idea of the bracelets is to tie it into the storyline easier.
Maybe.
the Celestials and the Ten Rings, and like it's all kind of like gives an easier path to link it all.
Don't get me wrong. I liked that for a long time Marvel fans were accepting of change from the comic books for characters. Whereas DC fans were always like, do the comic or don't bother. And I'm not necessarily sure that I like this view change as a whole, but in this instance, I fully get it. I'm okay for it in this situation. I get people's frustrations, but I don't want to see people moaning about changes from the comics becoming the norm, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Anyway,